Welcome back to the Honeydew Summer Showdown, and well, we've certainly had a showdown so far today. Lotus 13-4 in the favor of Boba, looking like it was just going to be a strong performance, throwing them all out, and even starting out strong on split. But Rhodes, what happened?
I don't know. It was 5-1. We were talking like it was closed for RME, but then they put on four straight. Boba gets one. Three straight. Boba gets one. And then another three straight to the point where it was 10-7. And I mean, yes, Boba did come back slightly, but an ace at the end from CeeLo to just completely win RME that map. It felt like it was in the hands of Boba, and they just let it go away, and RME were just able to capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, it it was really the streaks from RME. They seem to be a bit of a momentum-based team, and uh, just never really able to get it in Lotus. Struggling a bit with it on the first portion of Split, but once they had momentum, like you said, four straight, three straight again. It seems like once they get that ball rolling, it is a massive snowball effect for this team.
Yeah, definitely. And something I do want to say as well, some Rudy Rojo's, like I said at the start of the series and halfway through Split, is that he likes to find these opening picks, and I think really exploited that. Like it, in a way, it made Clay's. He went 2-6 on first bloods and first deaths, and so did Fossey, 1 kill in four deaths. For first kill, first death. And those are two of your guys that look to open up the play on their team. And I feel like Rudy Rojos was just able to exploit that for himself, and it definitely made a difference.
I mean, it feels like a lot of the pressure has fallen onto Colo's shoulders, right? I mean, we've seen two really solid maps out of him. Yeah, a couple of moments of shakiness, but nothing that we haven't seen from the rest of Boba as well. I mean, we need to see somebody other than Colo stepping up in this map 3, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. It has felt that everything is on Colo's shoulders whenever they're doing anything. Yes, we saw that really nice clutch from Clay's, but we need to see more from them as Army's going to be pushing up C into a 3-stack. This could be really interesting.
And Nemesis stunned up by the fault line, but with this dash ready, it is looking to be possibly this first contact, and is that just going to do that, securing this first pick onto Fossey. Mr. Seed following up onto Fufo, and so now this is looking really, really rough for the side of Boba. They've been strong on their retakes, but with a two-player disadvantage, this is looking really, really rough. Clay's even cleaned up through the smoke by CeeLo. So now this is all on Tofu and Colo. Colo goes down after getting one. Tofu also picking up one, but 1v3 situation. And it's just Rudy Rojo aggressing in the site to stall out a little bit of time. Cleaned up eventually, but the time is already halfway gone, and Plant is also so far back. Manages to avoid the fault line, getting spammed from the side. Manages to get one more on CT, but the time played, Mr. Seed might die, but the round is... Well, actually, Mr. Seed even gets it, but nonetheless, an opening round for RME.
Yeah, Army just, I mean, they got sight so well. Fossey goes down early. Again, that is not what you want from your duelist. Fossey usually has, or is able to find at least one pick off it, but I feel like there's been something off today. But nonetheless, Army just took sight very cleanly, even, I mean, Mr. Seed as well, just able to get the two flanks onto Colo and Tofu, and everything just went poorly for them.
I mean, like we said on Split, a win is a win. I don't think Army cared too much if Fossey is feeling off, because, I mean, you'll take what you can get, especially against a team like Boba that's shown to have some really high highs in this league. A heavy hit onto the A site, and it's going to be a lot of utility going out. The teleport up into heaven. JigglyTofu manages to get one on Mr. Seed. A lot of players stacked up onto the site here. Colo even gets one more, so the players are keeping it fairly close. One more is secured, and Fufo is able to get one more, and no way, Colo also picks it up out of nowhere. It seems like finally the curse returns.
We didn't mention it on purpose this time, just to see what would happen. And since we didn't mention the curse, Boba was able to capitalize just like they did before, and they have won this round, and RME are on their heels.
I thought we were free. I thought we were good. We didn't see it for 2 maps, and in the most important time, it strikes again. On map 3, where everything's on the line, RME trip and fall.
That looked so good for them too. Rick Rojos could have had a really nice, well, I mean, you got killed and then went straight heaven. Could have found something nice, dropped down and got right-clicked right in the skull. As it looks like a push-up now from Fossey. We know he likes to find these really nice plays. And, I mean, RME just fall down.
Well, another week of me and you having to avoid matchmaking.
It's never, we're screwed forever.
Curse lives on.
As Nemesis gonna push up, Fufu looks to see Nemesis little flick, but nothing comes of it as we got a big push out through B with Rojos. Could find the timing on the clays if they're not paying attention. What a shot from Giga!
What a crazy shot from Giga. Could we see back-to-back thrifties possibly? That would be heartbreaking for Boba. You just snuffed out the
Rudy Rojos.
Oh, what a lurk. Yeah, Fossey goes down to Rudy. And so now things are being teed up for another thrifty. Clays manages to stabilize for 2, holding it out in the back of the B site. Flashed up again, but he tosses out his own paranoia to cover himself. JigglyTofu here to support now, and he's going to pick up one more. So now it's looking like it's been stabilized, but CeeLo actually manages to get one more, and a rifle recovered for CeeLo. So all of a sudden it's a 1v2 for Clays, and low HP as well, getting the 1v1 onto Rudy Rojos. A bit of an overextension there, brought down to 4 HP. 1v1, CeeLo tossing out the fault line, knows that it's low, and CeeLo's gonna clean it up. So another thrifty, neither of these teams backing down.
Speaking of important round, CeeLo able to find it after it looked all but lost. Found a really nice right click inside of a smoke and then gathered up a gun to finish off the rest of the team. I mean, Rudy Rojos as well, just able to find a nice pick on the Fossey and making the duelist go down even further. And that was just a clean play from them, and it looks like Boba is gonna look to maybe contest these guys going towards A. And I mean, can we see a third thrifty in a row?
I mean, still some decent weaponry invested here, all things considered, from Boba. They have a Vandal, a Phantom, 2 Spectres. Like, this is definitely workable. This wouldn't be as devastating as these last 2 thrifties we've had. JigglyTofu, a bit of a whiff shock dart there.
Yeah, not great. Maybe they can't. Maybe they won't be able to throw. Ooh, Rudy Rojos pushed up again.
I think Rudy Rojo is the site execute, though. They all back off of A, and so now it's a free site. What a great play. Hunter's Fury coming through, and let's manage to get the tag. Gets a second tag as well. Mr. Speed able to dodge it. A lot of damage dealt. So Rudy Rojos wraps back around through the A main. Going into sewer, Mr. C noting the flank of Colo, pinched out by Rudy. So now this is getting pretty rough here for the side of Boba, as they have to make it work with lesser weaponry and less players. The kills going back and forth. Fufu manages to get 2. This could be pulled off, but the shock dart's coming down. Fufu's traded back. Fossey stepping up for 1. Flash on the spike and a great peek. Not even the half obtained. So it's all down to Fossey. And it's cleaned up by Mr. Seed. Another round for RME here.
I mean, Rudy Rojo just completely pulled everyone off site, giving RME free stuff. It was a waste of Rolling Thunder. Of course, they don't know that, but they just have a free site to plant and are just able to complete the round. And of course, like you said before, it doesn't matter how you win it. It was a bit rough. They did lose a bit of econ, but it forces Boba back onto a eco, and RME, they're looking very clean so far in this game.
Yeah, they're just continuing that momentum from Split, not getting deterred by the thrifty, responding with their own. They're not willing to step down here. So now once again, it's a weaker buy here. for Boba. Trying to get a little bit of spam through the garage door, but nothing will be found.
Yeah, Rojo takes a lot of damage with the spam, and then Mr. C does find Fossey. Fossey, 2-5 now, not able to find much. Mr. C does get on the B, and they're going to have full knowledge of everything happening with the neural theft.
Yeah, it's a big pickup for them in terms of information. Now they know that all of these players are stacked towards the C and B site. One Sova to hold an entire train on the A site and not even gonna go for it. JigglyTofu decides instead we'll play the retake.
A Snorlax flank from Rudy Rojas could find something here. Doesn't. He has an aggressive teleport.
Doesn't get the kill, but he's stalling time, and even he gets the from the shadows off as well, so just able to rotate back to his team. Mr. Seed picks up Fufu, and this is surely going to be another round for RME. Nothing that Boba has to say in this.
All the util will come through. Mr. Speed has 3, could look for 4 here.
Yeah, certainly getting the contacts. Manages to get the 4th. It could be an ace, but Rudy Rojos is going to clean up the last. So now it's 1-4 here. Dire straits for Boba.
This looks almost the opposite of what happened on Split. RME just able to secure these rounds, yes, by some dirty manners, but Rudy Rojo is just disrupting Boba, it feels like, just like he did last game, and it just allows RME to be able to collect these rounds very nicely. And
watching here,
I really want to see what they can, what Boba can do to try and counteract this.
right here.
Yeah, I mean, now finally it appears to be a full buy here for Boba. So finally they're able to have a response. And you said that this is kind of mirroring Split. So I wonder if we're going to see the same effect and possibly see Boba start to streak together some rounds.
If they're going to do it, they have to do it now.
I mean, this is Haven. Haven is fairly attacker-sided, but still, you need to be getting probably 5 on your defensive side. So a lot of work still to be done. Flashes are coming out. Clay is only good for 1, and Gigaberry is also going to clean up Fufu. So now 3v5 here, and another layer here from Mr. Seed is going to just catch Tofu with his pants down. Colo would have to be the hero, manages to wrestle back too and drops the spike. Fossey managed to cut off the flank and reposition from Mr. Seed. So now Gigaberry pushing up into a bit of an awkward position here. He might get swung out. Confirmed towards the garage though, and so now Gigaberry has a chance in this though. Has to reload and Colo will clean it up. And so finally we see Boba wrestling back around.
For a second, that looked like RME has won that 1C site, but Fossey pushes through garage, able to find the 2 picks, and that just completely opened it up. Fossey also finding the kill on the lurker, and then all was up to Mr. C, but had not enough ammo to kill Colo, and I think they'll take that round all the way. They still have a worse buy than RME, but either way, that's one step into coming back in this game.
I mean, I was about to mention the economy is not strong enough for rounds to be that close. Brought down to a 1v1, so multiple players here are on Boba are gonna just not have access to full weaponry. Fufu, though, doesn't seem to mind much as manages to get the opening pick with that Ares.
Yeah, that, again, we know Rudy Rojas likes to go for that, but that just gives them an extra weapon for this part of the half, as they do have a free C site, but the bomb all the way over at A. I wonder if Fossey's going to stay here. He could be able to find his lurk timing, as he does know Mr. Seed's there. This could be very interesting for the side of Boba.
Yeah, I mean, the audio cue set up Fossey, and this cage even is on a forward position is going to allow Fossey to push up with some confidence. So now, Fossey able to stop the initial hit here. Has to be good for at least one more, I feel. Either that or Tofu, who's in here to support. We need to see some stuff from Fossey. Nemesis picks it up, though. And so now, Tofu, alone in the back of the site with a Spectre. Brought to low HP, manages to get one on the Nemesis, but traded back by CeeLo. And CeeLo with an insane shot! Gets 3 collateral to 2 of the players, so now it's all up to Clay's. Clay's teleporting in and closes it out, though. Insane heroics from CeeLo, but it's all for naught. Clay's securing another round for Boba.
My gut almost went back into my stomach as CeeLo with another a crazy play. It was all for naught, but she's just showing the skills that she has. That could have went crazy. And if Army won that round, I don't know what Boba was gonna do. But I mean, Clay is able to find an easy paranoia, teleports on site, simple omen stuff to secure it, and that was almost a heartbreaker for Boba.
Never more have I wanted there to be instant replays in this. I blinked and CeeLo was in a 1v1. Absolutely insane, but shut down by Clays. And so now it's an eco here for RME.
And we have a Blade Storm on the side of Nemesis, and there's a lot of ults out as Rudy Rojo's teleports on the B.
Yeah, getting an insane lurk, but Fossing on the Wiser, Blade Storm on both sides. So it's gonna be a man advantage here for Boba, along with the utility and gun advantage. Clay is able to clean up Nemesis. The right click does not go right, and so Fufu manages to pick up one more, and this is looking like another round for Boba. I said that this was mirroring split, and it looks to be just that way as we get closer and closer to the closing of this half.
Yeah, it does look like JigglyTofu is gonna back up a bit and maybe potentially just let them have sight just in case they are coming to A. And I mean, his call is correct. And like you said before, this is mirroring exactly like Split. Boba's able to find what they want again, and it feels like Rudy Rojo's isn't finding the pressure that he wants as Clay's with a great paranoia onto Nemesis as well, completely stopping his attack. I mean, I'm just seeing very good things from the side of Boba.
Yeah, plant goes down on the A site here, so maybe CeeLo and Mr. Seed could find something aggressive into the site. Is Fossey with the Blade Storm, and it doesn't go well. So all of a sudden, CeeLo is teed up for another interesting play, but it's closed out by Colo. Gets a little bit stressful. 3 players go down on the retake, but still a round for Boba.
I don't think I've seen a messier game so far. These rounds could go either way. It doesn't matter who's winning it or who's losing it. These rounds are going back and forth constantly, and CeeLo almost being able to do some magic again. But unfortunately, Boba is just, everyone's there, and they're just able to outcrowd them in a 4v2. And, I mean, a great round, and it looks like Army's going to want to go for some... A big hit here with 3 different ultimates on the side that they could definitely find some great aggression with.
I mean, just looking at the ultimates, you've got a Rolling Thunder to take the site and a Hunter's Fury for the post plant, right? So getting that spike down should be relatively easy to do and relatively easy to hold afterwards, though. Fossey, though, has a lot of early engagements here at short. It's just Rudy stalling for time. Polo manages to get 1. Polo with 2 actually on the B site. And so now it's got to be a reposition for RME, but it's read well here. It's still pressure set up towards C. We've got Fufu
The
just
bomb is
sitting
down
inside of garage, and yeah, bomb is down. This is so rough here for RME.
I mean, Colo just showing shades of both of these games, being able to pick off these kills. Yes, Mr. C gets 1, but that doesn't change the fact that they have to retake B.
Yeah, this is just so rough. Even the player, 2 of their players bought pretty low. Neurotheft coming out, so they're going to get a lot of information. They're actually going to try and secure a pick off of it with the Hunter's Fury, but so far nothing coming through. So they're just going to have to walk through and try and recover that plant. JigglyTofu with some spam towards it, and actually Rudy has managed to slip the net here and is going towards C. And the back is turned as well, so they might be able to just secure the C site here. Clay's walking away at the worst possible time, so now this is a 3v3 post plant.
Little did we know Mr. Seed's pick would actually all spiral into this, as Rudy Rojo is able to find a aggressive play again, as they're all set up to play spam against this play. I mean, we do have a JigglyTofu ult, so you never know what could happen, but they have to retake the site first.
Yeah, this is such a rough retake as well. Planted all the way in the back, but the Hunter's Fury is available. However, Rudy, though, is so aggressive up here, just going through the smoke, gets cleaned up by Fossey. Fossey trying to aggress even more towards C, but you have to start getting on this spike. Time is ticking down. Fossey with another, so it's all left up to the Sova, and Clays manages to finish it off. So now we are looking down the barrel of 5 rounds for Boba here.
Yeah, we have 4 in a row for Boba, just doing the exact opposite of what happened on Split. I don't blame Rudy Rojos for calling this timeout, as they've been looking down in the gutter as these messy plays. Yes, they almost made a comeback there, but just stuff is not going their way that they want it to go. He couldn't find a pick on that C site, which I feel like completely obliterated that hold that they were trying to do.
Yeah, now the timeout called out. Rudy is trying to right the ship here as it's just spiraling here. We said that RME is such a good momentum-based team, but they seem to be falling under the pressure of this Boba snowball.
Yeah, definitely. And last time Rudy called a timeout on split, that really put a lot of confidence in them. It felt like they had a really good team talk, and it was able to propel them into the further rounds. That's one of the reasons why they won that map in general. Is that it felt like the talks that they do with each other and the plays that they set up really helps them. So I really want to see them be able to push through this defense of the side of Boba and see what and do what was working for them before, as it looks like it's going to be an A through short push for them, judging by the pings.
Yeah, I mean, also an outlaw here for the side of RME, but no light armor on Boba means that it's going to be kind of hard to find some value with it.
Oh, Fossey looking for an opening pick by that Rudy Rojo's outlaw. Looks to find something. Can't find his Fossey. Picks off Nemesis. This is tragic for the side of RME.
Yeah, what a crazy aggressive play there from Fossey. We've seen a lot of aggression inside of that sewer, and Rudy set up to try and counteract it, but swing too wide, the angle too tight. Clay's even getting a lurk up to mid is going to secure Mr. Seed. Even getting a second onto Rudy before he straight it back. Colo cleans up one more. This is another Boba round.
Yeah, Clay's just likes to go to that spot. We saw that a lot against Honeydew and just was able to pick off a lot of kills. But the thing is, Clay's found a second one off the teleport, and that just completely ruined the round as Colo also found a pick. But I do want to talk about as well. I feel like Fossey with that opening pick just completely threw off what Gigaberry wanted to throw at this round. And it's going to throw Army into another eco unless Celia can look for these picks. But we've seen it before, but this feels way too hard with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, even the util put down, spam down to 11 HP. Fufu just looks... Fufu knows something we don't, apparently.
That a blind spam just completely killing Celio is very sad. I mean, what can you really do about that?
I think the most egregious thing about it is the fact that there wasn't noise for so long. Obviously, Fufu was probably just getting a little bit antsy. It just started spamming garage. It feels so weird.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it looks like Army is going to be looking to go up through C as Celio does have the gun. This could be a very nice hero rifle. Nemesis does have Guardian as well. Clay's the only one on C site. This could go really well for Army if they play it right.
I mean, we saw CeeLo get an ace at the end of map 2, trying to carry that confidence over, but Nemesis with a double on the Guardian, just tapping away. 2 players taken out, and so now it's a post plant with man advantage. And this is really well set up for RME now.
I wonder if Colo is gonna look to run a Rolling Thunder. It could be very interesting if they want to retake as Rudy Rojos finds Fossey with the Bucky, and this round looks really rough for the side of Boba.
Yeah, I mean, the Force Spy working out incredibly well for RME. It is so perfectly set up. Nemesis picking up a third. It won't be Rudy completing the full house. Instead, it'll fall to another player to finish off Tofu. And actually not even going to happen as Tofu looks to just back off and save this rifle.
All that play all started right when Nemesis dashed on the site. I don't know. I think Clays was maybe playing for his paranoia, not paying attention. And Nemesis just able to find the timing onto Clays and onto Fufu, and that just completely opened it up. So this could be a 6-6 half as both teams have guns and weapons. This could go really interesting.
It could go either way, and I mean, I feel like we were seeing Boba playing very reserved, waiting for a bit of a slower hit, and I mean, a great initiation there from Nemesis. I don't know if Nemesis had a read on that or if it was just instincts, but either way, securing a 6 or securing a 5th and teeing up a possible 6 here as once again, we're going to see Nemesis getting aggressive on C-Long here. It's a pinch coming in from Garage, so it all falls onto Clays. Pushing into the smoke. Clays gets 1, Clays gets 2! It's traded back by CeeLo, though, so it's at least kept somewhat even, and Colo even getting more. So now it's a 1v4 out of nowhere. Colo picks up the third. Incredibly quick end to an incredibly intense and close half.
I don't think anyone saw that coming. It felt like RME had that kind of in the bag positioning wise, and Clay just ran right past Nemesis, found 1, found 2, he gets traded out. It doesn't matter, Colo's in Garage and finds the rest. What a hold from them, and that's what you want from your 2 best gun players, and this could be really scary as Boba's up by 2 as we head to, I am gonna say it this time, this could be really interesting as Boba have the advantage heading into this half.
Yeah, I mean, these matches have been so momentum based. I don't know who's going to go on the next streak. Do we see Boba continue their strength as they transfer onto the attacking side? Do we see RME maybe run away with another streak of rounds? We have no idea what's going to be happening with these. And Fufu manages to pick up 1. Rudy Rhodes going down, and Fossey gets 1 more, so it looks like the streak will be continued, but Nemesis has something else to say about it, taking out the Fufu on Lurk, and Gigaberry even gets 1 more through the smoke. And so now it's a round possibly for RME as it's all left up to Clays. Manages to equalize it into 1v1, and it's also incredibly low health from CeeLo. Gets the flash off, confirms the position, gets a little bit of damage. Aftershock goes through as well, and it's not planted for Clays, so he has to lurk up through his own smoke. Held to half, and CeeLo holds her nerve. It's called, the bluff is called by Clays though, so CeeLo now feels the need to push through the smoke, and Clays secures it. An 8th round here from Boba rather. Absolutely insane.
Boba's so, it feels so dominant on these pistol rounds. It felt in their bag, and then the pushback from Nemesis and everyone else on RME, just almost being able to find all these picks with CeeLo. But CeeLo just not enough. We've seen her so many times in these rough positions, and Clay is just calling the bluff on the spike. And I mean, what a smart play, as we might be heading to the curse.
I was gonna say, you're not out of the woods yet. We could see another Thrifty coming through. We have been very prone to them so far. As Hayden looks to dethrone Lotus, this aggression is coming out. It's trades back and forth. Both teams coming out to even man count, 3v3. Nemesis gets 1 more though, brought to incredibly low HP. It's only 2 players to save off this rush through the mid, and a couple of guns required, but Tofu manages to get 1 more. Paranoia coming out, so it's all left up to CeeLo. She's had a lot of hero moments, but they haven't been able to close out, and she's not gonna find it as Tofu lurks around, and it's staved off by RME despite a bit of a scare.
Yeah, it was a bit scary. They went up 3-2 man-wise, and again, they didn't pick up the weapons in time. But, I mean, you'll take that for damage. They have a good advantage here now as Nemesis picking up the no armor op potentially. This could go really bad for RME if Nemesis can't get value.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be so difficult to be staying calm in these rounds, but Boba seemed to be loving and embracing the hectic nature of this match as they look to convert their bonus. If they do, that'll surely be the nail in the coffin. Nemesis, early contact with the op. Rudy manages to get 1 onto Fufu, so that is a bit of the attack stifled here.
They got pushing up into the Clay's spot.
Yeah, I mean, Boba's just sort of stalling out here, waiting for something to present itself, but they're at the man disadvantage, so RME can just play this slow. Oh, Giga even avoids the sonar dart. Insane.
This could be really scary for Clays because he's kind of stuck with Nemesis just holding this op spot. Clays might be screwed unless Nemesis misses the shot.
Yeah, I mean...
Tags him once.
Clays is able to get out with the Shrouded Step, luckily. Even could expend a second one, but what I'm most interested in is this mid work. Gigaberry was able to bypass the sonar, so that means he was able to just walk up to A main and get free shots in the back of Boba, as it's going to be a flawless round here for RME to change the tide of battle.
I think that has been one of the only flawlesses that we've had so far, as these rounds just go back and forth constantly. But I mean, Gigaberry, I think that all started from him dodging that dart setup, and would just slowly went up mid and just able to find those picks, just completely decimating whatever that Boba wanted to do. And I mean, that is what you want, taking no damage on your bonus, or on your buy round, sorry.
Yeah, but still a mountain to climb here for the side of RME. They are still down in score, so they have to mount 3 more rounds just to tie it up. Clay's set up for short, and Fufu with a double on an Odin. So now this is leaving it all up to this short player, but dealt with is Mr. Seed. CeeLo manages to get 2, but she goes down, so it's a 1v2 with the op for Nemesis.
These lurks from the side of RME just don't work on Fufu sometimes. Fufu just loves waiting for these people to come, and it just works every time, as this is looking really hard for Nemesis, as it's an op versus... Oh, he picks up the gun, never mind, excuse me, but so much utility on the side of Boba, and this looks way too hard, as the Nailsworns will come in, but there's not enough time, so he has to push.
Yeah, base up the lineup, but aggressing long, and it's just going to be Nemesis going down to Fufu. 3K on the round, and a very, very strong performance so far from Boba as a whole, but specifically Fufu has felt like the glue to keep this team together in very, very stressful rounds.
Yes, again, CeeLo, it feels like she's just playing by herself at this point. She needs her team to step up to help, because making these hero plays, but it's just never enough, as it just... She gets the 3K on that round, but just gets left alone, and team they just falter.
It's got to be one of the most disheartening things to have multiple hero plays, but just to continuously fall short. We've seen, I think now 3 to 4 near clutches from CeeLo, but she just always trips at the finish line.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Gigaberry again look to lurk through mid, as Colo finds a pick on the Rudy. That's not what you want, but good fine timing.
And Gigaberry has tried that lurk one too many times. Colo aware of it and deals with it. So now it is a 5v3 situation here for Boba, as they're able to just slow it down in mid-round this, spread out these defenders.
Yeah, it looks like they are heading right into CeeLo and Mr. Seed, but I mean, this could be... I mean, we've seen CeeLo do something like this before. She heads closer up through sight, but this feels way too hard with 4 of them coming versus 1.
And CeeLo's got to wait for Mr. C to rotate in. He does finally manage to get there, but CeeLo under a lot of pressure on the back of the site. Throws out a flash, and Mr. C manages to collect onto Fossey. CeeLo playing close inside of this cage. We need to see some heroics from somebody. CeeLo is not going to be the person to do so. It's going to have to be somebody else from the side of RME, as it's going to be a 4v2 post plant.
Yeah, I mean, the value of Clay's paranoias in these rounds are instrumental, as Nemesis found a pick on Nicolo. This could be interesting now.
And Nemesis is going to press the gas. Dash initiated, but Clays cleans up the last 2. So this is 11 here for Boba, in a great position as they look to finish out this series the way they most likely wanted to after Haven.
Yeah, this looks like what they wanted to do on Split, but they couldn't get it done, as they force RME back onto an eco. As, I mean, Clays, I feel like always playing kind of in the background, never showing like super crazy plays, but just plays a very stable game, and just able to secure that round for the side of Boba to put them in the position to win this game, as it looks like they're going to be going full C with a little bit of Fufu into Garage.
And just overall, such a strong setup and attack side here from Boba. Colo continuing his dominance throughout this matchup. Fossey, Bladestorm enabled. We've seen a good amount of success, but Clay's actually going to get the early initiation. Colo goes down early. Fossey towards the back of the... or towards the default plant position is going to have to deal with Nemesis, but it's actually JigglyTofu to get it. Fufu with an Odin spam as well, and this is all equalized to a 2v2 as Gigaberry gets one more with the Sheriff. Gigaberry with an insane double tap from the Sheriff as well, so it's now down to a 1v1 against none other than Clays. The person to open up the round has to now close it, as it's an Odin in the hands of Gigaberry. Plant going down on the edge of the smoke. Owl drone not able to get the ping. Only a little bit of damage dealt as we're thrusted into this post-pant situation for Clays. Dancing around the default box. Instead, Gigaberry is going to opt to back off and reload this Odin. So Clays is going to take this opportunity to actually just move up into an off angle. Recon dart, though, sent out is going to confirm his position. So Clays is just going to back further off. Smoke sent down too long. Gigaberry, you're running out of time. You have to add some pace to this. The fake teleport sent out to just create a little bit of paranoia in the back of the head. Gigaberry taps the spike, seems to be waiting, but Clays is just too good in the clutch, and he closes it out for 12.
Again, like, Clays just plays very methodically, like, just plays smart. We've seen Clays in these clutch situations so many times, especially on Split. And you just know that they're so calm and collected every time they do it. And I mean, Gigaberry just runs out of time, doesn't know exactly where Clays is playing. I'm honestly really surprised Clays didn't use From the Shadows onto a site to just get away to completely set up. But they're just so confident in these plays to be able to put them on the match point where this could be scary, as they might look to push out through short.
Yeah, Rudy once again trying his hand at the operator, has not found a lot of success for RME, and could spell the demise as the lockdown will come out. So it's most likely going to have to be a retake situation. CeeLo, the site, good for one, but traded back by Colo, and we could be seeing the end of this series.
Yeah, definitely. As we're gonna have two heaven, we got Rolling Thunder coming out, hitting 3 on the side of RME, delaying them even further. And we know how good Boba is at managing the time of the bomb, so this could be really scary for RME.
Yeah, Boba wanting to guarantee that plant going down. They've done just that. Colo getting one more from the long position. Traded back by Mr. Seed, but this looks like it is all over as Fufu gets one more. Fufu with another, and Fufu to close it out with a 3K. I said that they were the glue that held this team together, and they will step up in the final round of Haven.
Yeah, what a round for them, and Fufu just getting the last 3K to just completely close it out. That is what you want from your team. As now Boba have gotten 2 wins in the standings and are now tied for second with RME. And they are looking like a very strong team heading into their next game, which will be against Chaos Seekers Blank.
Yeah, I mean, for this matchup, one team would be losing their undefeated status and another would be keeping it. And we're going to see Boba to continue that streak. We're going to actually be transitioning now into our interview. It looks like we will be bringing JigglyTofu onto the mic. Hi, JigglyTofu. Congratulations on your win. Second win so far in the league, going up 2-0. How you feeling, man?
That was a hard match. Holy cow, just all across.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed like it. I want to talk to you a little bit about the thrifties that we have seen throughout this league in general, but that match specifically on Haven, we started to see a lot of thrifties. How were you feeling when you managed to get a thrifty against their force buy on round 2, and then immediately it was responded in kind?
I was still confident, you know. It was unfortunate, but yeah, our other Friday match against Honeydew, they also thrifted us a lot, and you just gotta, stay positive.
I mean, I feel like I have to apologize a little bit for that. Me and Rhodes, if you don't know, are in fact cursed. I believe that is the 8th one we've had so far in casting.
Oh.
I want to ask, so you guys were up 5-1 on the game of Split, and then unfortunately threw that game away. And then it was kind of the opposite this game on Haven, where you were down 4-1, but then you started to get some momentum back. So how does it feel when you switch to momentum and start to try to apply pressure on the other team?
Yeah, so I think after the split game, we were a little bit, antsy, so we're playing pretty messy during split and then the beginning of Haven. So during the timeout, we just talked and like, you know, calm down, trust our default. And then so obviously the game evened out, and then going into the attack, well, just overall, as you saw in the Lotus game as well, I just watched the VODs, so there's some reads, so that's why I was confident. After we calmed down, especially, and we caught back up, yeah, I was just like, we got this in the bag.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned there calming down and saying specifically to play your guys' own game and trust your guys' default. I wanted to mention that you guys definitely seem like a team that opts to go for the force a lot of the time. Uh, sort of, what's your guys' mindset behind that? How do you guys keep so calm and seem to be pulling off forces at a higher rate than a lot of teams in the league?
Uh, I don't even really remember forcing. As long as we can get, I think like 3 or 4 guns, then we're just gonna force, you know. Because yeah, I guess with the risk comes like getting thriftied, pass rounds also as well, but that's fine. I guess high risk, high reward.
The player on RME, Rudy Rojo's the Omen. He likes to get a lot of like sneaky plays off on you guys and likes to push up a lot to hurt your attacks and defenses. How you guys managed to suppress that in the game of Haven? How do you guys talk about that when he just keeps doing it and you guys are able to find these?
Yeah, so funny story. We scrimmed them in the past, and he like destroyed our team. I think it was Haven also. We were up, and then we went into OT, and then he single-handedly won them the game. I'm gonna be honest. We were just aware of that, and so I focused pretty much on him. Watching the VODs, and just our team was ready for it. Majority of the time, he still got some pretty good plays off, like on Lotus when he TP'd behind everyone. But yeah, that was pretty much the main plan. So
Yeah, only one more question for you guys. I kind of want to throw you guys back a little bit to your matchup against Honeydew for just a second. In your guys' matchup against Honeydew, we saw a lot of back and forths. You know, just it felt like there was never a lot of stability in that matchup in terms of teams going for streaks. However, this match was very different. We saw a lot of multi-round streaks from each team. So I just kind of wanted to pick your brain about how you stay calm in those two very different scenarios and how you guys we knew you guys were mentally strong when it comes to going back and forth constantly. How do you guys stay strong when your opponents are on a 4 or 5 round streak and you have to bounce back from it?
I mean, full honesty, I just think I have some of the best teammates. Like was it? They all understand the game and they fit in the system that we're trying to play. They trust my calls, and I also just trust them when we hit the site. And like even if one dies, we know they're probably gonna trade each other out. I mean, I think just over all our scrims and matches overall, I've seen every single one of them like clutch up crazy rounds that I just don't understand. Um, so yeah, just knowing that, I'm like, even if we lose 5 rounds in a row, we could win 10 rounds in a row. I mean, Fuzzy's just crazy. Plays, you just saw how ice cold he was during the pistol defuse. Fu has some of the craziest timings. I mean, John has crazy aim, and like Casey, was it? Is just a breach man with incredible just aim in general. So
Yeah, Colo definitely stepped up big in that match. We talked a little bit about him possibly, moving up and seeing a little bit more of him. So I look forward to it. Thank you for coming along though and letting us pick your brain a little bit. Congratulations on your win and going up 2-0. We look forward to seeing a lot more of you guys.
all right, cool, cool. Thank you so much.
You have a good one. All righty. Well, that is gonna be it for us tonight. I have been Alderia, and this, as always, I've been joined with Rhodes, and well, definitely an interesting matchup there. We look forward to catching you guys for more. Hopefully, we will be back, I believe, on Wednesday. So make sure you're tuning in for that matchup. We'll catch you guys later.
Adios.